To gain art history knowledge, there's no need for you to have a college degree, and it's guaranteed. And I'm so confident to tell you that. Why? Because I'm a self-taught artist and I've been providing art history workshops for several years. And there are a lot of clients who attended and participated in these workshops who took art history in college, and still they were amazed by the art history workshop that I provide. And every single time they learned something new and they heard a lot of information for the first time. And how I was able to achieve that? In this episode, I'm gonna tell you exactly the 6 things that I always apply to elevate my art history knowledge that you can apply to.
Hi, I'm Lucy. On my channel, I show you the vibrant happenings inside the art gallery, offering a blend of art education and entertainment. Behind the scenes insights, art creations, art talks, and vlogs. So consider subscribing and welcome to the exclusive behind the scenes access to the Lucy Shop Art Gallery.
I'm an art historian enthusiast, but I've never took art history courses or attended college. But I always manage to elevate my art history knowledge from different movements, different techniques, different themes and eras, different artists. I always learn something new. And so far, I have a wide knowledge about art in general. And I'm always looking forward to learn. But the way that I was able to do so is by the list that I'm going to share with you today. You can apply all 6 things, or you can choose one that suits for you, but it's guaranteed is going to be very helpful. Let's dive in. Number 1, read art books. As simple as it sounds, but it's very powerful. And there are 2 ways that you need to keep in mind on how are you supposed to read art history books. Number 1, if you visit art museums and they sell art books, I highly suggest and recommend to buy these books from the art museum, even though they're a little bit pricey, but it's guaranteed that these books are authentic and original. And avoid buying art history books from libraries who copy original art history books, because you cannot know if they share all the information that you need. And number 2, the way you read art history books shouldn't be the same way you read a fictional book or a self-help book. You need to have a pen and a notebook next to you. And you need to learn. If you are willing to take it to the next level, just like how I did, and this is how I was able to create my 2 art history workshops that I provide in my art gallery, you need to summarize those art history books, especially if it's a biography. You cannot memorize the entire book, and if you read it just like you're reading any other book, when you finish the book, you're gonna forget most of it. So write down the most important pillars, the most important dates, and the techniques that you want to learn. This will help you a lot to memorize and to gain knowledge, especially when you write them down instead of highlighting it. Number 2, plan an artistic travel. If you have the budget, I highly recommend once a year, if you are an art historian enthusiast and you want to take your art history knowledge to another level, plan an artistic travel once a year. Make this travel all about art, visiting art museums, art galleries, historical places. Have a notebook and a pen with you. Grab all the information that you can. Visualize. Try to immerse yourself in amazing art pieces. And the best experience I've had in my entire life when I've planned a full artistic travel to Italy before I opened my art gallery. And it's the highlight of my life. And I can still remember everything I did because I filmed, I wrote down, I did my research, and I experienced it. I felt it. This is the best way where you can be immersed in art history, is to plan an artistic travel. I'm gonna leave a link at the end of this episode and in the description box below, where I share with you a step-by-step guide on how you can make the best out of your museum visit. It's a very helpful guide that I implement and I always share with everybody. And if you're gonna watch this episode, your next museum visit is going to be a whole new experience. Number 3, watch qualified art history documentaries. There are a lot and tons of art history documentaries on Netflix and on YouTube, but be careful. Not all art history documentaries are authentic, especially if they're generated by AI or someone is just talking about a random museum and sharing their personal knowledge without being qualified to do so. Art documentaries are very helpful and powerful to increase your artistic knowledge, especially if you're a visual person like me. I'm gonna share a couple of links to my favorite YouTube channels where they share authentic and original art documentaries that I'm so confident you're gonna love and you're gonna enjoy. Number 4, research before you visit. One of the best tips that I always share with my clients to elevate and to increase their art history knowledge is to do their research before they visit the art museum or before they see the art piece, because you're going to learn about this art piece from a different perspective. Do your research, know how you're doing your research, get all the knowledge that you need, and then go see the art piece. It's going to be a completely different experience. I'm gonna give you a very simple example. A lot of people unfortunately believe that Mona Lisa is so overrated. And when I ask them why, they tell me, well, it's so famous, it's just that big, and it's famous because when you look at her, it looks at you. Well, no, that's not the main reason. The main reason why Mona Lisa is the most important masterpiece in the world is because of a lot of factors that you didn't know about. But if you did your proper research and you watch those documentaries about Mona Lisa and you gain that extra knowledge before you visit Mona Lisa, then your experience is going to be totally different. So I highly recommend to do your research before you see the art piece, and your artistic experience and your art knowledge is going to skyrocket. Number 5, art discussions. Do not be afraid to ask questions. Do not be afraid to open art discussions with different artists. And do not be afraid to ask questions to the guide who is there at the art museums. Leverage these art discussions because you will always learn something new. My favorite topics to discuss is about art when I meet someone who is interested about art. I ask questions, I have a debate, I ask for information, we share a lot of artistic experience. This is a very nice way to gain art knowledge. So do not be afraid to ask questions to gain artistic knowledge, especially about art history. Number 6, art interviews and podcasts. This is another way, and one of my favorite ways as well to gain art history knowledge is to watch art interviews and podcasts, because the way the host and the interviewer share their information is different than watching an art documentary. It's more personal. There's a story behind it, and it's always nice to watch these kind of podcasts and interviews because you'll be able to understand more the personal experience behind it. This is the list that I always follow to make sure I always improve my art history knowledge no matter where I am in the world, and I always implement the 6 of them. Let me know in the comment section below which one of these things that you would like to implement first, or if you would like to implement the entire list. And keep in mind, to gain art history knowledge, there's no need for you to attend an art school. I'm gonna leave 2 links right here that I'm sure you're gonna enjoy, and they're gonna help you to improve your art history knowledge, and it's going to change your artistic experience completely. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more interesting art talk episodes like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.